All right, and we are live. How's it going? Hope you're having a lovely. What day is it? Wednesday? Wednesday evening. Yeah, today we're going to do some storyboard animations, some storyboards for an animation for my homebrew anime cartoon thing called Homesick Adventures. I'm going to be following the script and I'm going to be doing some doodling. This is part something or other. We've been doing this for a few days, and yeah, I'm just going to throw on some music and we're gonna do a chill drawing sesh, and I'm going to do my best to flap my gums over all this. Hopefully you don't mind the dulcet tones of me. All right, I'm just gonna play the playlist we had last time. Checking the levels. Hoping that's good. I've been having a lot of trouble with the audio levels of this stream, so hopefully that is coming through. Anyway, that's not what we're here to do. This is not Digital DJ Hour. What we're going to do is we're going to do some fucking drawing. All right, cool. I'm trying to hype myself up. Actually, you know what'll help hype me up? Oh, God. Shit. Mazel tov. All right. So, where we left off last time, I'm just going to pull up the old... Ooh, boy. You ever come back to a piece of work like a day or so later and you're just like, man, I was in a state when I made this. I mean, again, the point of the storyboards is to convey framing, convey concept, and help visualize things, not necessarily to be a beautiful drawing. So hopefully I've tempered the expectations for the next couple of hours as I draw. Speaking of which, let's figure out what we're doing. Okay, so where we left off, Hiro just barely manages to get up and bite a Kakato's leg. Chitsuki screaming. Chikoi bursts from the boxes in her demon form, flying across the room and landing a punch on Kakato. Okay, so that's the last frame that we did. So we're gonna pick it up. The cadence I've been doing is kind of about 20 frames. At minimum 20 frames. 40 frames is awesome in a night, but yeah, over the next couple of hours, I think 20 is doable. So let's shoot for that. Okay. So we are... So, lands a punch on Kakato. That's the thing I didn't do last time, so let's... Whoops. Get to it. We are on frame 420 blazing. Am I cool now? So I want to do one of those shots where it's a fist. And I've not drawn all day, so pardon the quality. Then again, I guess you could say that at all times, pardon the quality of the drawings I'm doing. Let's do a deltoid. See, I remember muscles and stuff. And then Kakato's face is like deformed. How deformed do I go with it? Oh man, his hair is like right in the way. Sorry, I may have said this already, but today's theme is speed. Oh wait, I've never drawn his other eye before. So we got to keep that consistency. The interesting thing is, like, I'm just trying to infer things based on what is possible. Like, I'm just trying to infer things based on the general shape of the character. But at the end of the day, it's more about what's even possible with the sprite sheet. So I keep saying, like, oh, I'm not going to draw his eyes because his eyes don't appear. Which, more than anything, I think is thematic. Less of a technical limitation. But it might also be a technical limitation. Either way, I ain't drawing eyeballs. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's how you know you're hip, is when you start spewing 10-year-old memes. Is that 10 years old? Hold on. Sorry, this is very important. Holy shit, I can't type right now. You know a meme is dead because my dad was like laughing his ass off about this meme like 5 years ago, and I'm like, Dad, this meme's already super old. Why is this taking so long? 2012. Yep, that's about 13 years old. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway. Time is an illusion. We don't have much time, so let's keep moving. Okay, so she lands the punch. Maybe he goes flying. Just trying to think how to illustrate this. I'm imagining him just like bouncing along the ground, but I could just show him. Well, I definitely want to show him in the landing spot. Like, I really want to showcase. Maybe I'll do something a little bit different. I want to showcase like some serious depth. So I'm going to show him on the ground all the way over there. But then I'll... Here's what I'll do. Where's that old Jitoge of her flying? That one. I'm going to be real lazy. And actually, it's kind of funnily thematic, just because... select none. It's because she's returning the favor to what he did to her. And I now have my Chitoge brush again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. What I really should have done was like listed this stream as a GIMP tutorial as well. Because we're all learning at the same time. Trust me. Alright. There. And what this does is it kind of helps me avoid the moment of trying to struggle against the tools. I don't need this. Because, like, the thing I feel like takes up a lot of time is just me trying to get a decent circle just off rip. I'm going to turn her into Kakato. Devil Lock. Whatever. He's got two eyes all of a sudden. What, you want to fight about it? But yeah, what I'm trying to illustrate here, the thing that I'm doing is that's a little unique, is I'm gonna draw multiple of him in the frame to illustrate a longer chain of actions. There's probably a word for this. I don't know it because I wasn't a good student. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound like a humble brag. I don't mean it to be, but it's just funny to me. The idea of me being like, oh yeah, I wasn't a good student, and I was like, salutatorian. I was a terrible student. Okay, but then he goes... Bounce. Bounce. And I'm actually going to rotate him. Whoa, come on. I think once again for this stream, I'm not going to worry so much about frame count because we're getting so close to the end, and I've kind of like found my groove, both metaphorically and literally, with this music, this background music. And it's more about how long I spend on it, especially when I've been at work all day and, you know, the amount I can get done is limited. If this were the weekend, I'd be like, oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get 40 frames and I'm gonna get this shit done. I'm gonna get this shit done. Now it's like, yes, getting stuff done after work is a great idea, but let's be realistic and not kill myself. I have a vivid memory. Sorry, I was taking a drink. I'll keep drawing. I promise. I won't stop. I have a vivid memory of myself. I think I was working on I don't think it was homesick. I think it was reviewer review. Whatever it was, I was in front of a microphone at my parents' place. How do I want to do this? Oh, I got an idea. I was in front of the microphone drinking coffee because I had been at work since like 8 o'clock that morning, and it was like 8 p.m. It was like 9 p.m. or something. Oh my god, this is so hard. And I'm in front of the mic drinking a cup of coffee at like in the middle of the night, and I just said into the microphone like, "Oh my god, I think this is my 5th cup of coffee today. This is not good." But I want an extreme close-up of Kakato. Actually, the one thing I've noticed is he looks really good when I really push that. And maybe this is something I should take note of for when I actually do the real big boy animation. Is when his eyebrows and eyes are really low set on his face, I might even go lower. It kind of helps sell him a little bit better. Maybe not quite that much. But I want this like incredibly pissed face. Oh, actually, I've gotten ahead of... Wow, that's a rare occurrence. I've actually gotten ahead of where I was doing in the script. So, landing a punch on... flying across the room, landing a punch on Kakato. So, this is him. What I'm doing right now is him standing up going, "Grr, how dare you make me bleed? Only I make me bleed." And I might change the angle for when he says that second line. But what I'm doing, let me show you what I'm doing. Watch this. Come to the Vamuse channel to get quality 15-year-old memes. I can't believe that shit was that old. I'm kind of horrified. I should tell my dad exactly how old that is. And he only just discovered it like a couple years ago. Let's grab this guy and I'm going to move him down. So it's like he's sliding up from the bottom screen. And I'm gonna do my arrow to denote some movement. I keep using that word, denote. I'm self-taught in almost everything. I don't think that's an term. That looks great, actually. That also doesn't look like Kakato at all, but whatever. Urgh, how dare you make me bleed. And now I want to, like, rotate the camera around to a side angle. I don't know why, this just seems very anime. I feel like generally there's no mouths, but I feel like I can probably get away with it in extreme close-up cases. Oop. See that little bump there? That was a scratch in my tablet, and that my pen got caught on. I want to do open mouth or... What? What the fuck? Ugh. Seriously? Okay, I think it's up. It looks like it's up on Twitch. Okay, and YouTube. YouTube appears to still be up. Okay. So sorry about that. Of course, the one time I'm actually like at a good pace, then the internet craps out. But I'm hoping to get that fixed this weekend, so apologies. Let's just keep going. And I mean, full disclosure, I said I was like, oh, I'm not going to work on this off stream. But if it's a case where my internet goes down and everything just fucks up, I'm not going to just stop working just because I can't stream it. That seems kind of silly. Nah. Don't look at my Steam library. Why do I have that open? Shit. Let's close it. Alright. So now, I actually don't know what to do next. I'm actually moving faster than my brain's thinking for once. They begin to skirmish. But Shitoge is still on the ropes. So I'm thinking this will be a shot of Kakato jumping forward, and then I don't want to do... My first thought was like that same shot with Hiro where they're... Let me go back. I wish I remember what number it was. I'll just guess. Oh, that's way too far back. Yeah, this one, where it's like different poses and then different hero reacts and stuff like that. I thought about doing something like that for this as well, but I feel like I could do something better. So let me get... Actually, you know what I'll do? Even better. I'm going to take that one I was just looking at. I wish I'd taken note of the page. Way to go, Chris. For this. For that. Perhaps I should... Yeah, one of these... Okay, I have an idea for this. Maybe I should do... Whoops. This one... That might be easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, because it's basically what I was imagining. Hey man, recycling is good for everybody. The environment... For you and for me. And for your mom. Come on! Fuck! Jesus! Okay. I'm the one who wrote the script. It's so long. It's literally my fault. And now I have no patience for it. I want his legs further back. My immediate reaction was to do the perspective tool, but I don't trust it. So first let me draw. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I like the pose. Maybe I don't even like the pose. Hold on. Let me see if I can salvage this. Got an idea. Draw a hand in the... Oops. Draw a hand in the foreground. I think I'm very much going to go for... You know, it also begs the question... I was like, oh, I feel bad for only drawing 4 fingers most of the time. But I don't even know how many fingers these guys are going to have when I go to JRPG animation mode. They might have 0. Fuck. They might straight up have no fingers. Alright. I do appreciate that Windows is like, yo dog, you ain't streaming. You are talking to nobody. Haha, joke's on you, Windows. I was always talking to nobody. I'll do a similar thing, but I want to push... Whatever, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I want to make his expression more intense. In fact, I might also scale his head up. I want to get that same, like, insane, angry face that I just had in the close-up. And I'll scale his head up. Okay. Okay. Sure. Alright, moving on. So now, I don't want this to just be generic punches back and forth. I want this to actually be like a decent style skirmish. So maybe it's a Kakato punch, then a Chitoge punch, then a Kakato punch, then a Chitoge. Well, the important thing is I need to illustrate that he's more competent and she's on the ropes. So how do I do that? Pardon? Maybe he does... Well, okay, so Chitoge is in her demon form, so logic dictates she would be more aggressive than him. Whereas, even though he's pissed, he's still very calculated and very controlled. Just like me, just like Daddy. I'm just gonna go for it, man. So he's gonna land... He's gonna throw the first punch. When I was in school, I don't know why. I've been thinking about this whole time. I never brought this up. But when I was in school, they taught us about these... I don't know if there's a phrase for it, but there's this way... Literally what I just did. There's this way of like illustrating motion without worrying about the shape of the person so much. I don't know if there's a name for it. I just call them like pose man. And it's like a very, very simplified way to draw a person. And you see, I did that in about 10 seconds. And it's great for concepting out motion and getting an idea of shape without getting caught in the weeds of the detail. Which, as much as I want to focus on detail, is definitely... Oops. Ooh, that receding hairline. It's almost as bad as mine. As much as I want to get into the weeds of all the detail, and I do, sorry, hold on. I'm trying to imagine how this is going to work. She dodges. I think it's like he gets in one punch. For every punch he gets in, or she gets in, he gets... For every punch he gets in, she gets in two. But his are a lot more calculated and deliberate. What I was saying was, even though I get caught in the weeds of detail a lot, I know I shouldn't. And I wish I didn't. Does she dodge down or does she dodge back? Or does she dodge to the side? Maybe down is easier to illustrate. Whoops. I think it also behooves me to not stress too much about this scene because, as mentioned before, I'm planning on hiring an animator, someone who can focus on this stuff specifically, and I don't... Like, all this is going to get replaced. Almost certainly. Unless they look at this and say, hey, no, it's good. I don't know why they would lie to me after I paid them money, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, that looks okay. She actually has two eyes. I'm just getting very much to the point in this project. And again, I want to emphasize that it's not that I don't care. It's definitely that I'm just like, there's so much still left to do. Like, and I mean, like, beyond just the scope of the animation process. Like, even within the animation process, there's a ton of shit to do. But just across the project as a whole, there's just so much to do. I really can't spend another week on storyboards. In fact, the fact that it's taken me months on storyboards is already a problem. So, what does she do? So she dodged. And he dodges, and he... Wait, shit. She dodges, she counterattacks, but dodges both. And then I think after that, he lands a hit. Okay, that makes sense. I really, really hope whomever I hire to do this for real actually, like, doesn't just use my storyboards and actually does, like, something better, because I know what I'm getting into. Sorry, just a sec. I want to do like... Okay, I have a better idea. I was going to do a kick. I think I'm going to start actually with a... I think I'm starting to notice that when I try to control it too much, it kind of... His head got too small there. Oops. Actually, I think her head's too big. Fuck me. When you try to control it too much, that's when you get those waverly lines. I just gotta be more confident with my strokes. But I'm thinking she employs... a strike here. Maybe he uses a... He's not using enough magic. I've joked about that in the past, but no, he seriously needs to use more. Just give him a strong pose. And maybe he's charging up another attack while he's at it. Yeah, this is what I should be doing this whole time. Just the action man, the fuck it. What I'm trying to illustrate here is that Chitoge has elevated her strength by going into demon mode. But it's still not quite enough. Like, he compensates with skill and determination and like deliberate like strikes. Her hair has gotten so inconsistent. I love it. So I'm going quiet because I actually I'm digging this music. Yeah, there we go. This is what I should be doing this whole time. This is the quality I should be shooting for. Not good, but you understand what's going on. Moving on. So maybe... How's this going to work? So I wanted to do a kick next. So my thought is he's either blocking with the... Whoops. He's either blocking with the same hand, or he's converting the energy to his other hand. That'd be an interesting touch. He's like shifting the energy from one hand to another. I mean, the primary thing is let's not overthink it. Let's just start drawing. I made her a little too thick. Oops. One thing I definitely regret about this series thus far is I've really undersold the character of Chitoge. I was trying to emphasize that she has immense strength in and out of demon form. It just gets elevated in the demon form. But because every time she uses her strength in her base form, I guess, it's for slapstick. It kind of doesn't really illustrate it properly. So that's something like that's the thing is like you even in the moment of working on something, you get into these hindsight moments where you're just like, shit, I should have emphasized this or that differently. And I mean, that's going to definitely be like a priority for when I do episode 6, is just like I gotta really expand on these characters a little bit more and make sure I actually drive home the stuff that is obvious to me, but obviously when you're watching the show, it's not, it's not at all clear. Then come back to her. Yeah, I'm thinking he... Whoops. Maybe he blocks like this. That's a very dynamic pose. I actually kind of dig that. Sorry, just trying to figure it out. I don't want to lose the floor space too much because it almost kind of implies that the camera's panning up. I don't really like where their eye placements are because I feel like even as a less experienced fighter, Chitoge would still know to look at the opponent. I'm absolutely going to draw like this for the rest of the project. Quick, sloppy, and dirty. Sorry, I'm going to draw like this for the rest of the storyboard phase, I should say. Okay. Finish her up. Okay. I'm going to double it up. Great. Now what? I deleted the right. Okay. Actually, now save. Bloop. And while it's saving, check on YouTube. Everything looks good. Okay. Oh, it's still saving. Ooh boy. Okay. So next, what do I want to do? So he needs to get some attacks in. I feel like she's not very on the ropes yet. So I've done 2 frames with her attacks. Maybe I do at least 2 more with him. Oops. So he's going to attack. He's been charging an attack anyway. So what do I do with this? Maybe he... So she kicked him. Maybe because she's in the air, she's now at a disadvantage. I'm like thinking like fighting game logic. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I forgot to erase her hair. Fuck me. Oops. Yeah, she looks perfect. Alright. 10 out of 10 drawing. Okay. So she's in the air. Maybe... Okay, I think I've got it. So maybe she's floating and doing a block attack. And he's just... And I think after this, maybe I'll send her flying so that I can continue with the fucking scene. I like the idea that you can subtly see... Oh, he's like doing like a boxing, like, like getting your dukes up. Oops. Maybe that's okay. Moments of like, oh, he's charging up his next attack. He's getting it ready. Like he's subconsciously doing it, and you as a viewer are like subconsciously picking up on that. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's get through this quick. Maybe the next punch will... Actually, what happens next? He has her on the ropes. Maybe he sends her flying, and then he goes and floats up and does his attack. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Okay. I like these big impacts. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Playtime's over, Buzz. Boys. Playtime's over, boys. Okay. And then maybe that next charge up attack is where... So that's a right jab, and then like maybe I'll give him a left hook. I don't know. I haven't really solidified hand dominance in this series. I probably should. Though it being the old world, let's be real, everybody's gonna be right-handed. So he's got like a good driving punch. Oops. It would really help if I knew how to throw a punch. And then she's like, whoop. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the same flying shot that I use for Kakuto. I don't know why, but I always feel kind of comfortable, like, you know what? I was going to say, I don't know why I do this, but I think I've just discovered it. I was going to say, I don't know why I keep jumping back and forth between characters, but it just feels comfortable. What I think I'm doing is, like, it's always good to give yourself a break from whatever character you're working on and work on something else. Like, rest your eyes or, like, work on a different part of the drawing. I think that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm just like, I need to rest my perspective. That's this error. Whatever. All right. Moving on. Where's that shot of Kakuto going flying? And then I turn it back and it's okay. I'm 100% gonna do that. Delete layer. Duplicate. Now I'm gonna take the whole thing. Flip it. It's not lazy in recycling, it's thematic. Alright. Just a second. So she goes flying back. Oh, save. She goes flying back. And She lands, and then he does his floating named attack, which I might just straight up use a previous frame of him floating. All right. Sorry, bear with me. All right, not to turn her back into Chitoge. That's so fucking funny. Oh, you know what I haven't been doing this whole time is zooming in. Is it really changing it back to Chitoge if it's a different form of Chitoge? Is that form of Chitoge even really her? Perhaps questions to explore later in the series. I am Liberato. I'm getting to the point where I should have, frankly, just drawn this from scratch. This is like a lot more finicky than I thought it was going to be. It's fine. This is fine. She's got kelp hair. You know, I'm joking about that, but I think I just unlocked like a core memory of drawing a character that was like a mermaid who had hair made of kelp. I don't know why that all of a sudden just triggered that memory. Oh, excuse me. This is so funny. I've reused this shot in like 3 different ways. So good. Doesn't have to be a pretty bikini, it just has to be legible. You know what also would be cool is if she transforms like partway through it. Well, okay, before I do that, let's read ahead a little bit and see if there's any other time where we need to show her as a demon. Around time wasn't even tired. The hero just barely pulls himself to use a tome. Tsuge launches into attacks once more, but after several misses, Kakuto. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's not gonna work at all. That will not work at all. Alright, let's give it a save. Let's give it a zoom. Let's give it a zoom. No! There we go. Alright, duplicate. So this is the same. Oh wait, I don't need this shot at all because I'm gonna. Oh, I duplicated it again. Ah! It's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Damn. There we go. So it's a floating attack. That's gonna be way the fuck back. Before this, I think. I think it's before this. Before that. Yeah. Just copy the whole fucking thing. Key layer. Okay, come on. Come on. There you go. Okay. Sorry. Bear with me for a second. I'll save in the meantime. Check YouTube stuff real quick. It seems okay, I think. Man, I got a lot of drop frames. Well, hopefully this is still recording well. So, sorry, just give me 1 second. Sorry, fucking with my phone. All right. The one problem I have with this is now his named attack has the same animation. Maybe he could have the same charge up. Here's what I'll do. I'll get rid of hero. Sorry, I'm thinking through this as I do it. So he lifts up. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to create a new frame in here. Something like... Trying to think of what looks cool. Hold on. It's kind of similar to his other attacks, at least in terms of his pose. Oh my god! Okay. This is a really bizarre pose. Maybe his other arm is what's making it look weird. And in fact, I don't like that for reasons which will become clear. Probably not tonight, but sometime soon. Actually... Okay, so I'm going to save this because it can work, but I think I have a better idea. This is almost like too Asian inspired for my liking. No, actually, you know what? I'm not going to save this. I think what I'll do... Like hunch him over. Whoops. Thinking through this. Kind of like brooding pose. And he's holding out his arm. Hang on. Hold on. Ah. Then I'll clean that up. Look at this mad efficiency. It's a miracle what you can get done when you don't care that it looks bad. He looks like he looks like Hamlet. And then I know what I'll do for the next frame. Bloop. Bloop. I'm actually getting pretty close. I don't know if I'd say close to the end scene. So let's see. Duplicate this. Well, this is a named attack. It's got to be... Damn it! I guess I'll just assume the stream will bring itself back up again. I really need to get that new router. Jesus Christ. Alright, pause for a second. Excuse me. Alright. It's alright. Let me make sure just everything's back. Alright. Alright, it appears to be back. It kind of keeps... Oh, and there it goes again. Wonderful. Fuck's sake, man. Wait, is it still live? Fuck's sake, man. Okay, hopefully we're back. Apologies about the constant stopping and starting and loss of connectivity. I think I've got it working now, but just gonna double check. Just gotta make sure. Okay, I think some of it is back. I hope. I guess I'm just gonna proceed as if it's all still working, so... Okay. Kilobits per second is slowly going up. Oh, it went back down again. Boo. Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep going, and I will go for a little bit longer, and then I need to take a break, if for no other reason than the insanity. Alright, so what I was doing was I am repurposing this drawing that I just did. Oh man, I'm just realizing I'm going to have to stitch all this crap together because it keeps dropping. It keeps dropping the stream. I'm gonna get a new router this weekend, but in the meantime, I get to kick rocks. How extreme do we want to go? Maybe not quite that extreme. Try to maintain good power scaling. I was gonna do a heartogram, but I'm like, I don't want to get sued. Like a rose or a key or something. What's an emo shape? A broken heart. Oh, sorry about that sound. I was just plugging my mouse in so it doesn't die. Okay. We appear to be mostly back live again. That's going to be annoying to stitch together. What do I do? I'm looking around my desk for inspiration. Not that I have anything emo here. A rose is pretty... a razor blade. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of anything very obviously iconic that I can draw in reliably right now. Or maybe that was what was eating up all my bandwidth. I had my stream up 3 times. Definitely doesn't help. Apologies, I'm literally just still looking around the room for inspiration. And sometimes that's what you gotta do. Let's just start with a ball event. Let's not get caught in the weeds. Let's just start with a dumb ball of energy. And if I think of something funny later, I'll stub it in. Well, it is called Dark Valentine Attack, so maybe this is where we get the weird brushes in. Oh my god, that's gonna be way too slow. It's going to be really hard to illustrate properly. Dark Valentine Attack. All right. Again, would have loved to have done a heartogram, but I probably would have gotten sued by him. Ooh, Powerpuff Girls. Oh my god, I just realized that dude's the original Hisoka. Actually, original. When was the Powerpuff Girls? Ugh. Oh my god, the Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls, 1998. That was the same time as Hunter x Hunter. They came up with the same idea at the same time. What wild mystery is this? Okay. Where am I? So I did that. We are here. So I could show the attack. Whoops. Flying. That's really funny. And then... I could do a wide angle. I'll copy that later. Actually, instead of a wide angle, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I was gonna do hero in the foreground and the attack flying towards him again. Oh, here's what I'll do. It's like hero and that's a leg. Everybody calm down. So they landed near each other, I guess. There's not a lot of continuity of space in this. Okay, erase this. I think I might put the tome in the center just to make the shot simpler. Uh, 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 whatever. I'm gonna go copy the heartogram attack because I'll be damned if I'm gonna draw that again. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Control. Oh, I saved. Oops. Control S. Whatever. Good time to save. I just remembered I forgot to do something at work. And so that's going to be in the back of my mind this whole time. Control C. Boom. Control. I'm going to move it a bit. Something like that. More centered, sure. Anchor it. And then, how do I want to do this? I'm going to draw Kakato. In fact, I had a pose from him earlier, but I'm not that lazy. I'll just draw it again. And then I'll give it some motion. Okay. Okay. Duplicate. What was the name of your attack? Okay. The stream started over several times, but I think this is probably a good break point. So I'm going to take a quick restroom break and stretch my legs, and I will BRB.
'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease.
Apologies that it's like in a million different segments and it keeps dropping. let's try to wrap this up quickly. So let's quickly look over what I've done so far. Actually, hold on. Put my music back on. Okay. Where were we? That's from today. It's from yesterday. So this was the last one from yesterday. So we ended up on 421, and we are now on 436. So that is 15 frames. All right, got to do at least 5 more before I can call that productive night. So let's get these 5 out, and let's get this done. And I saved. I did save, but it dirtied it up. I can see the little asterisks, so I'm just going to save again, just out of paranoia. What's happening next in the script? Oh, that's right. He sniggers and... what's the name of your attack? Cockatiel blasts her across the room. So maybe there's like a big explosion in the middle, and Hero dodges. We show Hero dodging. No, we show Chitoge going flying, and then Hero dodging. I think I got that pictured in my mind. Whoops. Wait. I don't know what I did, but I changed something in the script, and I don't want to do that. Alright, let's duplicate. At least 5 more. I could possibly do more than that, but I'm going to commit to 5. I can do that at least. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little hasty. The M and the boom became the explosions. Sorry. Ooh, that breeze feels good. But I'm going to want to close that window soon. So, I'll do some smoke in the foreground. And then she's flying out. She's still in demon form because she hasn't lost consciousness just yet. Though that is coming. Goes flying out. Okay. And now I need to show Hero similarly, not flying out like that, but coming out at a slightly different angle. So let me read ahead a little bit. Blaster across the room. Hero just barely pulls himself with. So maybe there's maybe the blast. Fuck. I made this way more complicated than it needs to be. So I'm going to be very minimalist with Hero getting blasted back. Maybe he's... Maybe he's not even affected by the blast, actually. Maybe he's just... just laying there. The tome is in the distance. Okay. Some smoke off screen. Cool. happens next. Okay, got an image in my head. Actually, yeah, I got a different image in my head. So maybe Kakato's up here. And then Hero is way in the foreground. And the tome is just within crawling distance. Actually, I'll do even better. Oops. Something like that. Oh, and I'll make it clear that that is Kakatu. So then now I'll flip the script from a different angle. I've shown this angle about a dozen times where do I want Kakato to be? I was gonna show just his leg, but maybe I'll show his whole body. Oops. He's facing this way, so the hair's on that side. And both of these are pretty far away from him. It's actually not even far away enough. Something like that. Yeah, that makes way more sense. He's just barely crawling over. Sorry, just really focusing. I'm also trying to imagine what I'm seeing at the same time. Or what I'm... Yeah, imagine what I'm gonna draw at the same time. I really want to showcase the struggle of Hero crawling over to it. He's pretty beat up at this point. Actually, what I can do with that arm... and go like that. Right. Yeah, it's like it's extremely difficult.
Would you like some lentils, Leo?
I'm good, thank you. It's my roommate. Apologies. Where do I want this guy? Bloop. Bloop. Ooh, yeah, actually. This might be a good stopping point. Let me see how many I've done. I actually lost count of how many I had just done. Cool. Where did I start? Oh yeah, that was today. So 421. That's right. So I need to get to 441, and I think I achieved that. Yeah. Again, sorry I didn't go for the full 40, but I think it's important to pace myself. Sorry I had so many technical difficulties. I promise I'm gonna rectify that soon, but probably not before the next stream. So, but hopefully it's not as bad next time. But yeah, speaking of next time, thank you so much for watching this far. Whatever segment this is in, whatever form this takes, thank you for watching up to this point. And next time, I will hopefully have a more consistent video and just one video. Oh man, he looks like he's balding. That's unfortunate. Anyway, thanks so much for your time. See you guys in the next one. Later.